What is up out there, YouTube? Welcome back. It's Double D with Tournage du Bois. Today we are working on a little project for a buddy of mine. He reached out to me and wanted to see if I can make him a little cigar ashtray. So nothing major, but something that's going to be a lot of fun. So I have a piece of ash that I got from the Topeka Zoo with the Zoo Finial project that I did. I'll put a link to that video right up here. It is really long, but it was my first really big project I did for them, so it was a lot of fun. And it was good to give back to the community, of course. So I got this piece along with some others out of there that came out of the elephant pen that the elephants had played with. It's got a little bit of spalting, as you can see, as some of the other pieces did. I have it roughly cut. I still need to fix my bandsaw, do the tune-up. But I'm going to put this on the lathe on a faceplate, and we're going to see about getting a little ashtray made of it. So we're going to have some fun doing that, and we're going to see how this project comes out. I did get a sticker in the mail, so I want to give a shout out to Allen Brothers Custom Design. I'll put a link to their Instagram right down below in the description. They do a lot of really fun turnings, a lot of live edge stuff, burls, just some really, really pretty work. So definitely go check out Allen Brothers Custom Designs on Instagram and follow them along. They are contemplating doing a YouTube channel at some point down the road, so we'll be excited when that happens. But we're going to go ahead and get to this project and see what we can do for my buddy. Stay tuned. Let's have some fun. Alright, we have a little bit of punkiness here, so what we're going to do is I'm going to start sanding at a little bit higher grit than I normally do. So I'll probably start it at 80. I've gotten really clean cuts, it's just this is relatively punky wood. I'll probably use a little bit of, put a little CA glue on it just to stiffen that up as well, maybe do one more cut over it. The crack, as you can see here, is relatively minimal. What I'm going to probably end up doing is cutting that out for one of the cigar holders. Probably do 2 or 3 in here, maybe even 4 depending. But I'm pretty happy so far because that's the only spot that the crack comes down through. So let's hit it with a little CA glue, and then we'll do another shear scrape over it as well. what that CA glue will do is it'll soak into those fibers. It'll stiffen it up just a little bit. What I think I might do is use a little bit of my black CA glue on that crack. It's a medium, so it'll do a little bit of penetration into that crack, not a ton. And then of course the shear scraping will help clean that up a little bit. The sanding will do that as well. We'll do probably a couple of coats of sanding sealer in that as well, just to stiffen that up a little. Like I said, I'm going to start off with 80 grit and work my way up through the grits. I'll probably do a couple of coats of sanding sealer throughout. And so I'll get started and then I'll bring you guys back when everything is done. Welcome back. We've got it sanded up to 320. I did a coat of sanding sealer between 150 and 180, so it stiffened those fibers up pretty good. So it's really nice and smooth. We're still going to go up to 400, but I'm going to brand it before I hit the 400. So we'll get the brand on there, then we'll sand it up to 400, check it again, possibly do another coat of sanding sealer on before we start our finish, and then we'll get her flipped around. I think that looks pretty good. Let's hit it with the 400 grit, and we'll see about some sand, another coat of sanding sealer, and then start our abrasive paste. Alcohol cleaned that up pretty good, so I don't think I'm going to do a second coat of the sanding sealer. So let's get to our abrasive paste. And as with most other times, I'm going to be using Brad's sanding paste from Brad's workbench. A little bit of chatoyance there in the wood, as you see that little bit of a flash as it rotates. So that's just the way the light bounces off the grain differently. It adds a little bit of fun coloring to it as it rotates. So now we will put our tongue wax on the outside, let it sit, and then we'll be back to buff that off, then we'll get it flipped around. So we've got it hollowed out. I don't want to sand that just yet because I'm going to put in my spots for holding the cigars. So got this crack right here, but that's sealed up pretty nicely and it's not coming through. So I'm going to leave that alone because I like that. Left trigger. We got it sanded up to 400 between the 180 and the 240 grits. I threw on sanding sealer, and let's hit it with some denatured alcohol, clean it up real good, see what it looks like. Watch that grain just pop out of that with the spalting and everything. Just looks beautiful. All right, we got it cleaned up. So let's hit it with our abrasive paste and our tongue wax, and we'll take it off the lathe and talk about it. Alright, got our tongue wax on, so let's let her set and we'll be back. Hey, welcome back. We had a lot of fun today making this ashtray. So it's my very first ashtray made out of the green ash that I got courtesy of the Topeka Zoo. So I cut the notches down with the Dremel for 4 cigars. It's got some awesome spalting and figuring going on throughout, so it's really nice. I'm really happy with it. It's thick-walled, which of course you want with a cigar, so it'll balance and hold. You know, if you go too thin, then the cigar will just fall out one way or the other. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. Hopefully my buddy is too, that wanted me to make it for him. I'm sure he will let me know if he isn't, but I'm pretty sure he will be fine with it. The logo burned in really well, and looks really great. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, all comments, feedback is absolutely welcome. So I appreciate it as I am continuing to grow and move along on this journey. And if you haven't subscribed already, just click on that little button right down there. That way you can subscribe to the channel and help support us as we continue to grow. And if you want to receive notifications when new videos pop out, just go ahead and click on that little bell icon as well. I'll have some still shots at the end, and I hope you all have just an amazing rest of your week.